But she was pretty amazing as a woman because she did a few things with champagne that nobody else had done before. So at the time, you were drinking champagne and it would be really cloudy, okay? Nobody really liked the fact that it was cloudy. She always said, right, I want one quality and that's the absolute finest. So she needed to get rid of all of the particles, which are dead yeast cells. So she then got a door, so the legend goes, she's got a door, we drill some holes into it, not with a mechanical drill at the time, and she came up with the idea of riddling. Now, when you've got loads of yeast in your bottle, which is what the cloudy was, she had to figure out how way to twist the bottle really, really slowly to get the yeast to the bottom of the neck. And this was already kind of in a theory, but she came up with this idea of this riddling rack. You might have seen them as they stand like that.
Yeah, of course. I didn't know she created the riddling racks.
She was the one. She is the lady.
And they still twist by hand now?
Some houses will, some houses don't. There's a modern way of doing it, which is called a gyro pallet, and they put them in some big square, and you can then they do it slowly over the course of about a week. Whereas if you do it by hand, it's about 2 weeks because humans like to sleep, so they have to do that. But when you're talking like prestigious champagne, Pt2 will do it for their vintage or the Le Grand Dame, which is their top quality, and then they'll hand riddle. So you made your what we call base wine, so it goes through so you make a normal wine, you make big batches and lots of different ones. The house then decides the blend, so they'll kind of bring this all together and make the assemblage, put it in the bottle, you add more sugar and more yeast, put a cap on it.
Yeah, like a beer bottle.
You just put that on.
So you see all of the tops of the champagne bottles, they'll take a crown cap, same as a Heineken, and then the cork goes in second.
Yeah.
Oh,
very end.
okay.
And then so it's eating the sugar, the yeast is eating the sugar, releasing the carbon dioxide, but it's trapped now, and then it breaks down. So by law, you've got to keep it in there for 15 months for non-vintage, but we always do it for 2 years minimum. And then over the course of time, the yeast will drop and die, and that also breaks up and adds more of a texture and more kind of biscuity flavours, almost like brioche. And then when you riddle, you go through the riddling process like that. I'm not going to do that too much because we're going to open that in a minute. But when you've got it to the neck of the bottle, you plunge it in like a brine and it freezes the neck. Then pop off that beer cap. The pressure forces out the ice along with all the yeast, and then you've got to top it up with a little bit of wine and a little bit more sugar. Put your cork in it, bottle it, and label it, etc.
And then it's clear and
wow, it's beautiful. But then it has to rest, and usually we do about 6 months for each of these to just kind of calm down.
Once your cork's gone back in.
Yeah, exactly, because we've just kind of made it go everywhere and exploded it, so just it's time to rest. There we go. And then
So all together then, from making the wine to, from the beginning to here, how long is that then?
You're looking about 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Hence the price in champagne. Because something compared to like Prosecco, which can be picked, wine made, bottled, and shipped within about 6 months, 5-6 months. So you don't have that time, and it's the time that champagne gives, makes it so different.